fam, 2020 is definitely off to an awesome start after the Lakers get the win against the Phoenix Suns the other night. They beat the Suns 117-107, but we've got to talk about that game a little bit because it was definitely kind of a head scratcher. Ultimately, they did get the win though, so I'm all happy, but still, we've got to break that win all down for you guys. Plus, we have to talk a little bit about Darren Collison because could he actually be coming out of retirement to come and join the Lakers? That would be crazy, you guys. So we've got a lot to talk about here today. You're watching Lakers Report by Chat Sports, all things Lakers. I'm your host, Hannah Kulik, aka Laker Han, and let's just get right into it. Let's talk about this Lakers first win of 2020, the first win of the decade, this 117-107 win against the Phoenix Suns. Now, this was a pretty crazy game. The Lakers got off to an unbelievable start, truly playing the best half of basketball that I've honestly ever seen the Lakers play, definitely this season, okay? They had 43 points in that first quarter. They had 74 at the half. The Lakers shot 70% in that first quarter alone. They went 11 for 11 on their first field goals before Danny Green ultimately missed a three-point shot attempt. They were just playing lights out. Honestly, from the offensive end, they were knocking down all of their shots. Defensively, they were getting stops, deflections. They were not allowing Phoenix to score anything. The only way Phoenix could honestly score was just by getting to the free throw line. It was unbelievable. We had everyone really stepping up, making contributions. We had JaVale McGee getting some blocks, some steals, really playing well. Obviously, LeBron and AD completely dominating. Even Kyle Kuzma made 3 3-pointers in the second quarter. He ended the game with 19 points. Avery Bradley had a season high 18 points. So it was definitely a very exciting first half. We got off to a huge 36-point lead, but ultimately, in that second half, as good as we played in the first half, that was pretty much as bad as we played in the second half. In particular, that fourth quarter, the Lakers went completely ice cold. They left the Suns back in the game, which we once had a 36-point lead. The Suns got it down to 7, which was frustrating because then LeBron and AD had to come back in the fourth, which was obviously kind of the game plan, was to have them be able to do this whole load management, rest in the fourth because they played the entire third. But unfortunately, the reserves were not able to hold on to the lead and sustain the lead, couldn't make any of their shots. So LeBron and AD had to come back in the fourth and really make sure that we got this win, because had we had fully lost that 36-point lead and we had lost this game, it would have been a complete disaster, you guys. We don't want to get this reputation around the league as being a team that can't sustain a lead. We don't want to give teams confidence that even if they do get in a big deficit, they will still be able to get back in the game and ultimately win, okay? We want to be a team that establishes that no, once we get a big lead, there is no way you are coming back. We are dominating this entire game. So even though the Lakers did get this win, there definitely are some things that we can take away as good learning experiences, and we definitely don't want to get in a habit of letting these big leads slip away. But as bad as we played in that second half, in that fourth quarter in particular, the Lakers were still able to get this win. Big thanks to LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Our superstars delivered. LeBron James had his 8th triple-double of the season. He had 31 points, 13 assists, and 12 rebounds. His first game since turning the big 3-5. Guys, LeBron James just continues to play at such an extremely high level. So ultimately, once AD and LeBron came back in the game, they got this win and they solidified this W for us. So thank goodness. But again, LeBron James just playing out of his mind, especially for turning 35. LeBron is just doing everything this season. He is honestly solidifying himself as a top contender for being this NBA MVP of the league this season, and I personally believe that he definitely deserves to win it. But I'm curious, do you guys think that LeBron James can win MVP this year? If you do, type Y down below. If not, type N down below. Now, we are going to probably hit an ad break here, so I'm going to make this the pinned comment. So do me a favor, while the ad is running through, go ahead and comment whether or not you think LeBron James deserves to be MVP this season. Alright, now moving on, we have to talk about some huge news that almost broke Twitter the other day when it was announced. Could Darren Collison be coming out of retirement and coming to join the Los Angeles Lakers? Now, obviously, this past summer, before he announced his retirement, a lot of people, myself included, were really hoping that Darren Collison decided to sign with the Lakers. We all thought he would be that perfect addition to this Lakers team back when they were looking to kind of fill out the roster. We really needed a point guard, a ball handler, a good scorer, and that is exactly what Darren Collison is. But then, of course, during the summer, he announced he was actually going to be retiring from the NBA, so that kind of killed my whole Collison to the Lakers dream. But now it is looking like that dream may actually come true, because Adrian Wojnarowski tweeted that Darren Collison is reportedly considering a comeback in the NBA coming out of retirement, and apparently the two teams that he is most interested in joining is the Los Angeles Lakers and then the Los Angeles Clippers. Now, personally, I don't think that Darren Collison would join the Clippers. I don't think he would come out of retirement to join the Clippers. I think the only reason that he would go out of retirement is to come and join the Lakers, because he already has that tie with Frank Vogel. He played for Frank back when he was on the Indiana Pacers, so they have that relationship there. I think he wants to win a championship, and he knows that coming to the Lakers is his best bet. Now, if this were to be the case, you guys, this would be absolutely awesome. Darren Collison is a perfect addition to this team. He's that perfect player that the Lakers desperately need, okay? He's a point guard. He's a great ball handler. The Lakers really could use another ball handler. He's also been a 39% career three-point shooter, so he could be a huge help for us offensively, especially from three, which, as we all know, has been one of the Lakers' biggest Achilles heel of the season. So Darren Collison really is that player that the Lakers have been searching for and really hoping for. Now, I don't want to get too excited on this, because until Collison himself comes out and says, I am coming out of retirement and I am considering joining either the Lakers or the Clippers, I still don't want to get my hopes up too much, but still, the idea that it is Adrian Wojnarowski and reporting on this and not just some other reporter is a very good sign, because as we all know, Woj is the guy who really has all of the inside information. So who knows if this is actually going to happen, but still, it was huge news that apparently Darren Collison is considering maybe coming out of retirement. And if he does join the Lakers, man, he would be a perfect fit. So just, we all have to keep our fingers crossed. 2020 is definitely looking like a good year, and it would be an unbelievable year if Darren Collison decided to come out of retirement and help us win a championship. Now, we still have a few more things that we have to talk about today. We got to break down Kyle Kuzma's new haircut, because will the real Slim Shady please stand up? He's definitely channeling his inner Eminem. But before we do, I want to make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button down below. Come and join this Lakers Report family. We are growing so fast, and I am so grateful. And also, do me a favor, and if you like this video, please give this video a double thumbs up. I would love to get this video to 500 likes. So do me a favor, subscribe down below if you have not done so already, and give this video a thumbs up. But let's move on. Let's talk about Kyle Kuzma, because he definitely debuted a new do back against the Phoenix Suns game recently. Now, Kuz is no stranger to changing his hair. Honestly, it feels like every game, or at least every other game, Kuz is debuting a new hairstyle. And this past 2020, he definitely wanted to go for a radical new look, new year, new Kuz. He has dyed his hair blonde, channeling his inner Eminem. And this has obviously got some fans at Staples Center laughing. I'm sure his team's kind of roasted him a little bit about it. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of this hairstyle for Kuz, but you know what? He did have a good game, so you know, maybe this is a good luck hairdo. Who knows? But anyway, Kuz was having some fun with the fans when he was hitting the free throw line against this Phoenix game. One fan actually in particular stood up and said, will the real Slim Shady please stand up? This got a huge laugh from the Lakers bench, and even Kuz, you saw him get a little bit of a smile, a little chuckle out of that. So obviously Kuz is aware that he looks a little bit like Eminem with this new haircut. Again, not my favorite do on Kuz, but he did have a good game. Like I said, he had 19 points, so this is the dude that's going to get it done and really help Kuz be that consistent third star that we were all hoping he was going to be this season. Then I am all for it. But now, even though necessarily this is definitely not my favorite look on Kyle Kuzma, I want to know what you guys have to say about Kuz's new blonde hair. Do you guys like it, or are you like, hell nah fam, stick with your regular hair, or better yet, stop switching your hair every day and just focus on your game. Let me know down in the comments below. I definitely want to hear your guys' thoughts on Kyle Kuzma embracing his inner Slim Shady. Now, before we move on and talk about 3 things that the Lakers have to improve on if they want to win the NBA championship, but before we do, I want to let you guys in on a very exciting promotion that we have with one of our sponsors here at Chat Sports, BetDSI. Now, if you guys like sports betting and you want to bet on your Lakers or another basketball team or really just any one of your favorite sports teams, then you are in luck because BetDSI is giving you guys an awesome promo code. All you have to do is go to chatsports.com/bet and you will get 120% deposit bonus to go and play and bet on your favorite sports team. So all you do, again, just go to chatsports.com/bet. Enter the promo code Lakers120 and you will get 120% deposit bonus to go and play, bet on your favorite sports teams. Huge shout out to BetDSI for that awesome opportunity. Who doesn't want to win some extra money this year? And BetDSI is definitely helping you guys out. So definitely make sure you check that out. But let's move on. And now that it is the new year, it is officially 2020. Let's talk about 3 things that the Lakers have to do, things that they have to improve on in order to be able to win the championship. So even though the Lakers have started off this season extremely well, we currently have the 2nd best record in the NBA, the best record in the Western Conference, there are still some things that they need to work on and improve on if we want to be able to win the championship. So here are 3 of my biggest keys that the Lakers have to work on in order to hopefully be able to win a championship this season. Now, number 1 on my list, starting off, they have to play hard for a full 48 minutes. Now, this was even something that we saw in that win against the Phoenix Suns, and honestly, this has been something that we have seen in all of the Lakers games. They have played extremely well for a quarter or a half or 3 quarters, but they always go through these periods of stretches where it could be, 5 minutes in a game, it can be a whole quarter, a whole half, where they play very sloppy, very inconsistent, a lot of one-on-one. They just aren't really playing hard. They kind of lack energy, and once we get into the playoffs, we cannot afford to do that anymore. We have to be able to play hard for a full 48 minutes. Okay, we can't have these quarters or these minutes pass where we are turning the ball over constantly. We're not hitting our free throws. We're not making our shots. We're not really trying, not putting a lot of energy on the defensive end. Because if we are going to be competing with the elite teams, we are going to have to be able to put together a full game of 48 minutes of solid contributions, energy, and playing extremely hard. Now, aside from just playing hard for 48 minutes, my second key here is getting consistent contributions from the reserves. Now, obviously, one of the biggest Achilles heels of the Lakers season this year has been the lack of consistency from our reserves, from our bench, the lack of shooting, and the lack of really just finding kind of that 3rd scoring option. Now, obviously, a lot of the guys that we hoped we had signed, like Quinn Cook, Avery Bradley, even Kyle Kuzma's obviously struggled, Troy Daniels, Danny Green has really struggled. None of those guys, although they've all had flashes and they've all had good games and games where they've been able to contribute, none of those guys have really been able to step up and do it on a consistent basis. And when we're talking about other teams like the Clippers, where they have Lou Williams coming off the bench and consistently scoring, about 20, 30 points a night, the Lakers won't be able to compete with that unless we have one of our guys doing that as well. So we have to be able to rely on our guys to consistently be able to play at a high level. We can't just solely rely on LeBron James and Anthony Davis, because we all know that in order to win a championship, it really takes an entire team effort. So as the season continues, we definitely need to make sure that our reserves are hopefully stepping up, playing consistently, knocking down those shots, and just playing at a high level and doing what they came on this team to do and just help LeBron and Anthony Davis out. So definitely one of our biggest keys is going to be finding consistent scoring, just having our reserves and our bench be more consistent overall. And then this leads me to my 3rd and final key that the Lakers have to do if they want to win the championship this season, and that is stop going one-on-one in the 4th quarter. Keep moving the ball, keep going and feeding Anthony Davis. And one of the Lakers' biggest problems, and one of the reasons when we had that kind of 4-game losing streak back a couple of weeks ago, was because we were playing a lot of one-on-one basketball. We've seen this a lot as well, just in general throughout this season, where either LeBron or one of our guys, we just kind of dribble down, we just dribble, get to about 4 seconds left on the shot clock, and then just throw up a completely wild shot. The ball stops moving, people aren't moving without the ball, we stop feeding AD, which really doesn't make any sense to me because obviously if we're going to win the championship, AD has to be our lead form of offense, and we just kind of get away from everything that was working for us earlier in the game, and we just start playing this one-on-one basketball, and that is obviously not winning basketball. Everyone knows that no one is ever going to be a championship contending team if you are not moving the ball, moving without the ball, and if you're just going 1-on-5 the entire stretch. So clearly, obviously, I know LeBron does this a lot because he kind of just tries to take over games, especially when we are losing or when we are going through kind of our little scoring slumps. LeBron tries to take it over, and I understand that, you know, he's King James, he's the leader of this team, but still, it's extremely important that if we want to win the championship, we keep moving the ball, we keep not going away from what works for us so well, and that is ball movement, shooting it to the outside for an open three-point shooter, and of course, feeding AD, because like I said, AD is the leader of this team. He's the future of this franchise, and we really need to continue to feed him because he's an extremely dominant player and truly just unstoppable. So those are my 3 keys. The biggest thing that the Lakers have to improve on this year if they want to be able to win the 2020 NBA championship, but definitely let me know if you agree with my 3 keys or if you have some of your own in the comments down below. Now that is going to be it for today's video, talking about all of the latest Laker rumors and of course breaking news stories. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you did like it, again, please don't forget to give it a double thumbs up. Would love to get this video to 500 likes. And until next time, Laker Han is out. Bye guys!